Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to our special Euro 24 Wednesday night podcast. It's only me and Darren on at the minute, so we had invited one of the guys who's regularly putting comments on, and unfortunately he had to pull out just a little while ago, and we're just waiting for Nigel. I have messaged him; he is due on, but hey ho, let's carry on. So we're going to carry on. We're going to keep it short tonight, folks, because um, basically Scotland are playing at 8, so we're probably going to wrap it up. Hopefully, sometime between 7:30 and 7:45. So what we're going to be doing? Hello, Dan. He's on there, and again, folks, join in. You can join in with us by dropping a comment on whatever platform you're watching on. So the idea is let's just talk. Oh, only getting half of the head in there, aren't we? Yeah, let's talk about what's going on. So before we talk about Scotland and England, Darren, this is an amazing tournament,
mate. It's really, really good. I don't know what it is. The older I get, the less enthused about major tournaments I do get. So this was yet another one. I thought there's no doubt I'm going to miss a few games and that. And usually the competition only gets going in the knockout stages, but I started watching a far more amount of games than I thought I would. I've been captivated by it. It's nearly every game's had a bit of drama. There's been goals. There's only been one game that's been 0-0 at half time. Obviously, Mr. Own Goals leads the goal scoring charts, doesn't he, with about 4 or 5. But yeah, it's been brilliant. And the lesser teams are really coming to the fore. The teams that we'd written off previously, and certainly down the years, there's no hopers. Yeah, they're really impressing me.
Oh, it's just been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, is that Nigel on? I think it is. Bear with me. Let me just bring Nigel into the equation. No, it's Dan. Dan, the man who can't talk.
Hello, mate. Hello, it's come back a bit now.
Welcome to the land of living, Dan.
Yes.
We've lost Nigel at the moment, so
No, I see that. I thought I'd just jump on and cover him for a bit. Yeah.
We're just saying we'll talk about England, Scotland in a bit, but we're just saying this tournament. I mean, just absolutely brilliant. I've really enjoyed it so much. Every game's been astonishing, almost, except the England game.
It's been fantastic, isn't it? You're right, except for the England game, which is shocking, isn't it? Really, the amount of attacking. I know this is like an old record, isn't it? But the amount of attacking talent we've got. You've got teams like Georgia, even Hungary having a bit of a pop earlier.
They were
Albania, and we ain't. What are we doing? I know it's one game. We could turn it on tomorrow night, but it just shows what Southgate is, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, we'll come on to England in a bit, and we'll have a quick word about Scotland as well. But let's just talk about the tournament in general. And I've got to say, for me, I listened on the radio to the game earlier, which was
it was Croatia, Albania.
Yeah, Croatia, Albania. Mate, I can't comment overly because I didn't watch it, but I listened on the radio because I was working, and it sounded cracking. But for me, so far, and I'm going to ask both of you to give me the game of the tournament for me so far is Turkey, Georgia. Oh, just what a game! Has had 2 worldy goals. Georgia played their hearts out. It was absolutely captivating. So what's your favourite game so far, chaps?
Go on, Darren. You can go, mate.
Yeah, I'm totally in agreement. Definitely the old Georgia Turkey game. It was one of them. It looks a pretty uninspiring fixture, and I didn't really fancy it, but just out of habit, I put the TV on and was captivated by it immediately. Obviously, Turkey started off like a house on fire. They got their goal. They had a goal disallowed, didn't they? That could have been game over if that, but it was offside by a toe or something like that.
Yeah.
Georgia. Do you know one thing? Georgia, their equaliser was brilliant. They only showed about the last 3 or 4 passes of that move, but they kept the ball for ages from their defence and that. But no one's. If it was Brazil, everybody would be raving over it. But yeah, it's just an outstanding game. Went to the wire. I loved it.
It was fantastic. Dan, what about you? Have you got a favourite yet, or of
Oh,
what you've been out to watch? I guess.
yeah, I mean, I didn't see the games Friday, well, Saturday, the early one Sunday up because I was away. But I mean, like you say, the Georgia Turkey game was amazing. You can sit and you got football on, and you like even the Portugal game later. I was sort of drifting in and out watching it. It didn't capture me, but the game we just spoke about, Georgia Turkey, had everything, and so many players with good technical skills, technical ability, keeping the ball, fast moving, defending, last ditch tackles. It had everything. The attack, defence, it was everything. Amazing game.
It was absolutely. Just good afternoon, Adam. Just a reminder, everyone, you can join in with our chit chat as Adam has. Just drop a comment, and we can pick them comments up, no problem. How you like VAR for the offside so far? Really good question.
Yeah.
Gee, I hate VAR, but it's actually working quite well, I think.
It's been really quick, isn't it? The speed of it. But the offsides have been really quick. It's been fantastic. It's still disappointing when you get players celebrating the goal. There was one earlier that celebrating like mad, then it gets pulled up. But I guess the right decision was made, and it was made quickly. So
yeah, that's a great question, Adam. What about Darren? What do you think on that question, then, mate?
You know what? I thought this one would come up because the VAR is getting a lot of praise regarding how quick the semi-automated system is. So that's definitely a plus. But the VAR is much more than some offsides, contentious decisions still. And when it comes to subjective opinions, it will always cause a divide. But like just Dan said, you're still getting a goal celebrated, but it's being quickly wiped out. But one other thing is, although it's going well so far, and I'm happy with it, don't forget there's only 2 matches or 3 a day when we're talking about a Premier League weekend, 10, 11 matches, something like that.
So, good point.
I don't think it's really comparable just yet. We'll see, but so far, that's all we want, the decisions to be made quickly so that the fans get on with the game.
But the World Cup in Russia, it worked fantastically there, didn't it? If you can remember back that far, when it first sort of come in. So, yeah, but you're a good point, Darren. There's more games Premier League in there. But yeah, so far, it's just the speed of it. It's really impressive. If the Premier League, you could sit there for 2 or 3 minutes waiting while they're drawing the lines and they're.
I mean, I look at I guess the most contentious one was, and I think everyone will have massively different views on this, is the one in the Belgium game. Obviously the Lukaku with the 2 goals that were disallowed, and yeah, absolutely, one was offside, no doubt about that. The other one, I don't know.
Well, there you go, Gaz. That's the one everyone's been talking about because it was subjective. So it was VAR, it was subjective, and some are saying, yeah, it was fair enough to be disallowed. Others saying you're joking. I even heard Gabby Agbonlahor, not that I take much notice of him, but he was talking about these ones. This is where they need ex-pros because they know when it's
delivered. I heard him say that. Yeah.
Gabby was saying it was right to be disallowed, yet Chris Sutton, ex-pro, saying it was scandalous to be disallowed. So even with ex-pros, you're going to have difference of opinion. So once again, Gabby, don't totally believe what he says.
The other thing, Darren, talking about VAR, there's less games in this so far. But you've also got the top referees, top officials from all around Europe, haven't you? All playing. The referee's been quite good, I think, so far. They're letting a lot of things go. Although we had Stuart Atwell in the VAR room earlier for a game, but
yeah, he kept his fingers off the buttons, didn't he? Yeah, they had an Argentinian referee, wasn't he, for the Portugal Czech Republic last night? I thought he was really good actually as well. I think it's quite good here. I know it's the European Championships, and in an ideal world, you want European referees, but what's wrong with having the best of the best? It's like England national team. In an ideal world, I'd love an Englishman to be in charge, but ultimately, I'd want the best of the best.
Yeah, Not Gareth Southgate as an Englishman.
I'm sure we'll get on to Southgate in a little while.
We most definitely will. And but let's just finish up. So just talking about, I mean, the games have been phenomenal. The skill factor that we're seeing. Someone wrote on our preview podcast that we did. They said they're really excited about this tournament and reckon this is going to be one of the most talented tournaments of all time.
Mm.
And I can't disagree with this. I mean, some of the goals that we're seeing going in and whatnot, unbelievable. So it is exciting, and I do fear for Scotland tonight. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that this tournament is another level from previous ones, in my view, because it's not just the top teams that are pulling out some fantastic performances. It's all the teams other than barring a couple. I do hope that Scotland. I mean, they've got such a great following out there. Whatever we want to think about it, the rivalry between us and them and all that, but I just hope they do get something out of the game, or at least put a bit of pride back into their football. You know, I think it would be a crime, but I do fear a little bit for them. On the Belgium game, in your opinion, should that have been allowed, that goal, Darren? Just yes or no?
No.
No. Dan?
Didn't see the game, mate. I was away.
Okay. My opinion is, in an old school world, yeah, all day long it would have been allowed. You know what I mean? I thought it was harsh. If I'm honest, I thought it was harsh.
It's harsh when you don't take into the FIFA interpretation and the laws of the game. If you don't take any of that into it, because he didn't necessarily mean to do it, of course not.
No, I didn't think he did.
But you know, like the interpretation and the laws of the game, it's no goal. It's as simple as that. Now, it's more to do with whether you need to argue with the laws as a, you know, do they need changing? Do they need tweaking? You know, back in the day, it used to be. I think they were saying on the TV yesterday, ball to arm or arm to ball, wasn't it? That decided whether it was a penalty or not.
Yeah.
And that's what I would like to go back to. But I do think you'll get a whole heap of more fresh arguments, you see. So, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Let's get off that then. All right, let's talk about Scotland first. Obviously, they're kicking off at 8:00 tonight. I've just said a little bit about it. I mean, their performance against Germany, a lot of excuses have come out about, you know, it was the opening game, it was Germany. You know, I don't buy into that. I've got to be honest. They're professional guys on a lot of money. They've been hit by
injuries, girl. They have had quite a few injuries. I know it's an excuse, but they have been hit hard by injuries and all. But even not Steve Clark, who's a Liverpool player, Robertson. He said many players froze. He said through the qualifying tournaments we had such a spirit with no fear.
Yeah.
He said, but there was men out there who just froze on the occasion. I think we've got to mention
Nigel.
The sad news about the Scotland fan dying.
Yeah.
Colin King, and talking about the banter, like the banter you get in football, but the outpouring of England fans giving their best sympathies to them is been brilliant.
Yeah.
2 seconds, lads.
That's right. Hello, Nigel. How are you?
Yeah, I'm trying to sort this mic thing out.
Right. So, Nigel, we've obviously just been saying we're going to talk about Scott. We'll talk about Scotland in a minute, but I'll just backtrack a little bit. We've just been saying about how great the tournament is so far. Some of the games have been unbelievable, and some of the underdogs are playing great football, scoring great goals. Have you been watching much of the other games?
Yeah, I have. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you getting any feedback?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll come on the show then.
No, we're not getting any feedback. No.
I've got the other microphone on, that's all.
Yeah, it sounds, mate, it's a lot better. A lot better.
Okay,
and you're more clearer as well. So, Nigel, just a question for you. Have you got a favourite game so far?
Favourite game? Probably that. What's that game yesterday? 2-2.
It is.
Georgia.
We're Georgia and Turkey, and we've all agreed that's the game, mate.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I'll tell you what though. I think the Albanian side's done really well. Hands up to them. They haven't survived the games. They've had a chance of winning them games.
I think
that was like a game of tournament. That was like a game of basketball at the end. The game earlier today, it was end to end. Brilliant. Neither could have won it at the end. It's an amazing game.
I could only watch that game on. Listen to it on the radio because I was working. I couldn't watch it, but it sat on the radio. It sounded great.
Yeah, I can't comment on it whatsoever. I didn't see any of it. I literally see 3 minutes highlights. That's it.
That was the excitement that you want out of them games. It's all very well winning 1-0 England, but I mean, I'm bored. Sending me to sleep. That game was.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these games have been like knockout games, haven't they?
Yeah.
They haven't been like the early stage group boring games, apart from England. But
you know what? Teams have been expressing themselves, haven't they? They've gone out to play football. They want to show the rest of Europe what they're all about, and by far and wide, there's been so many teams much more attractive to watch than England, unfortunately.
Some good youngsters as well in this tournament. The young, where's he from? The Turkish guy who plays for Madrid. He's only played a handful of games. He's got a brilliant goal.
Yeah.
2 worldies. There was 2 worldies. But there's is it Weiss, the German player? Another fantastic player. I think he's at Borussia Dortmund, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was really good. I've been impressed with him both
Not
games.
Borussia Dortmund. Who were the what do you call it? The undateables, I was about to say then. The undefeated.
Leverkusen.
Yes, Weiss. What a player he is. So
yeah.
And the young fella up front who was English, played for England under 21s or 20s, and then
Musiala.
Yeah, he scored again tonight. He's got 2 goals.
Dazzling, aren't they? His feet are got so much trickery. Shame we missed out on him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mind you, Southgate would have probably put him
left back
fielder.
I mean, if you look at the Turkish players, the 2 goals they got, they're goal of the tournament contenders, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're hitting them from outside the box. I mean, how many goals do we get from outside the box?
Yeah,
I know there's a lot of them doing it. I've seen so many goals coming from outside the box, and that would frighten me off the back of that England performance.
Yeah,
that would frighten me now. If England played the way they did the other night against some of these other sides who are prepared to have a crack, and the quality of their shots from that far out, mate, England have got to really think about that. But let's do it. I'll start it off about England, right? So we're hearing a lot of different things. I think there are a lot of media people, mainstream media people as well, that seem to be looking at this through coloured tinted glasses, rose tinted glasses, however you say it. And I think some are definitely missing the point. I was saying to Darren before we went live, I listened to David Moyes, him, and he don't get it. He's not getting it, and there are a few people who don't get it, and there are people that do. The win's the win, 100%. We all got to be happy with the win, completely. But my problem with it, pure and simple, is that the previous 3 tournaments under Southgate, what we've seen is a system that doesn't get the end goal, which is win a tournament. This tippy-tappy backwards and forwards, going 1-0 up and trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead and that sort of thing. And we've seen it backfire. His substitutions are not great. And everything that we've seen and been critical and unhappy about in the previous 3 tournaments completely replicated the other night. And that's why I think there is a degree of unhappiness. We're not unhappy with the result, but what we see is a frightening similarity to what we've been seeing at every tournament, and we fail. And we were playing one of the lesser sides, who I do mean literally one of the lesser sides, because in front of goal, the others have been absolutely sublime. I think we'd have been in a lot of trouble playing someone else with that and that style.
Was David Moyes agreeing with Southgate's setup?
he was just like, what are you all going on about? And
but look at Moyes. Look how Moyes sets up though, Gal. That's how Moyes plays, doesn't he?
Yeah,
counter-attacking.
Yeah.
We're set up like a counter-attacking side, and when we do counter-attack, I remember against Scotland and the other games, the link-up play is brilliant. We look fantastic, but you can't play counter-attacking football against Serbia, Denmark, and you've got to break them down. That's where you need the players to do it. You can play counter-attacking against, I don't know, Brazil or I don't know, France, but we shouldn't have to play counter-attacking. We should be playing high press, pushing teams, closing them down, like the teams playing the Premier League, like the players used to play, didn't they? And
I'm not even sure that we was meant counter-attacking for us in the second half was deliberate, because obviously we were so dominant in the first half, and then suddenly the game just changed, penned back. I don't think Southgate even thought about we'll hold and hit them on the attack. I just think there was not a lot of planning really there. It was desperate.
Kane had two touches. Kane had 2 touches in the first half, I reckon, against
we didn't have any shots on target either, did we?
No.
He does not beat Kane, but you can't knock Kane. He's a top world-class striker. He goes
proving that in Germany,
It's just how you play him.
We always said, Dan, listen, if you've got a gun and you've got no bullets, you ain't going to kill anyone. So, if they're not going to give Kane chances and opportunities in front of goal, then he's not going to score. And that's what he's in there for, to score goals. But everything just seems it's deja vu, isn't it? I mean, it's almost like Southgate hasn't got any other ideas. It's got to be that way or no way, and he still thinks it's going to win. I mean, they may win the cup, but if they win it playing like they did the other day, I'd sooner watch it.
Yeah, the Danes would be a tough game, all right. But I think the Trent didn't work, and that's something he's not really tried a lot, is it? That just seems like a last-minute fault. The left side's a big problem, isn't it? With a balance, maybe he's got to start Gordon, and Trippier didn't look on it. There's just so many. I don't think we're as good as we think we are, but that's probably Southgate's doing, isn't it? That we don't look as good as we are.
I've heard a lot of the arguments about Foden and that, and there seems to be in 2 camps. You've got the camp saying, well, he's at level, then he should be able to adjust. And then you've got the other camp saying, well, if you don't play, and Nigel, look, you've played at the top of football's game, you better maybe give us an insight. So the other camp are saying, look, a player will know his best position. If you play a player out of that position, you're not going to get the best out of him necessarily. What's your view as an ex-pro at the top level of the game?
I mean, they're exactly right. He's not had the season he's had at the Premier League. It's probably one of the best leagues, if not the best league in the world. Played at a fast pace, and the guy's come away with all the awards, Foden. So, you should be looking to build your team around your players like that, sort of.
But so would you agree that because obviously his natural abilities at number 10, isn't it?
I think we've got a really, really big problem. I think a really big problem at left back. Yeah, massively, because obviously with a right foot at left back, I think that is affecting so many dynamics. It's untrue. I would be bold enough and brave enough and stupid enough tomorrow to put Saka at left back because he's played there for Arsenal. So we've got the natural left footer. I'd put Gordon left and Foden on the right hand side, where he quite often operates for Manchester City and comes in. Regarding the midfield, that's all debatable. I'm not quite sure yet, but I think I said during the podcast, the problem with Trippier being a right footer, everything is shortening the pitch because everything is coming into the middle of the pitch. We're not stretching it, and it seemed like a lot of the pundits seem to say the same thing as well. We're crying out for a natural left-footed player at left back because with a right-footed, honestly, everything's just going to go in the middle. It's all getting clogged, and we're going to be very easy to read. Put Gordon. Saka will be an attacking left back anyway. Gordon, we know what he's like, and Foden, you can't leave him out the side, can you?
But Foden's played on the left Man City, but the way Man City play, they all they change the positions all the time during the game. They're all interlinked.
Yeah.
We don't do that. So
It's too
someone
rigid.
also said that Bellingham was everywhere. Bellingham was our best player, and maybe he was got in the way a bit. I don't know, but I just think maybe drop Bellingham back a bit and have Foden in front. So it'd be Rice and Bellingham in the middle with Foden. But I think Foden can play anywhere across the. He's that good. It's just that how they interplay and interlink. I think that's the problem. And then Kane drops deep, which don't help. He gets in the way a bit, doesn't he? I don't know, but I think a great point about the left side. I mean, Nigel probably know how more important it is for a left. If you're on the wing and was you right winger, Nigel?
Yeah.
So if you had left back behind you, left-footed right back, you're not going to get that same ball at the same time. You make a run, it's not going to come as quick, is it? Or is that a big issue?
Yeah, sort of. I think a right-footed player playing on the left wing up front is a lot easier than having a fullback that's playing on his wrong leg. So yeah, I do agree with you. I mean, it doesn't look like Shaw's going to be on the bench again. He's taken it. I mean, like, how far is he off being fit? And he's taken him in the squad. And surely there's another left back he could have brought into the squad. Playing for us. But I do agree. I just think that Southgate will not adjust his tactics and the way that he wants the team to play to accommodate probably three of the best players we've got in Harry Kane, Bellingham and Foden. I mean, they're the superstars of this team at the moment. So why are we not trying to arrange playing football to get the best out of them three players rather than saying, well, it's got to be a team game and we've got to stick to this and we've got to stick to that. And that's what I see in Southgate at the moment. I don't see any new ideas coming.
So,
I mean, this country's a die. They're cut off the right arm to get Harry Kane, Foden and Bellingham in the same side. They go to the other end of the world to get them three in the side. Yeah. But I think it don't seem to be happening, does it?
It's these perseverance of having them two pivots. It's that's not be allowing to have them two playing further forward, isn't it? It's that he's just so stubborn, isn't he, with that?
Yeah,
he won't change.
If I had to come back and track a fullback going forward, and I was playing most of my game back in my own half, so I'm having to track back all the time, then you ain't going to get. You're not as a player. You're not going to as a team. You're not going to get the best out of me because my qualities are getting the ball into the box, taking players on. So that for me is like you're not going to get anything out of me if I've got to do that. My best bit up front. So that's what he's got to do with them players.
So you're losing all your energy as well, Nigel, aren't you? Gal, you can mute me if you want the dog's barking.
You do lose energy, but you also lose a bit of enthusiasm for it because you're thinking, well, I'm playing in a position where I shouldn't be playing. So it gets you as a player, it gets you down a bit as well because you're going, well, I want to be up front. I don't want to be coming back here. I don't want to be playing out of position.
Also, I think, Kelly, I suppose, if you're going up and down that wing all day, and obviously you've got a bit of I shouldn't be doing this. When you're getting further up the field, you're going to lose a bit of energy. You won't be quite as sharp, would you? That would be my guess.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you want to use your energy on what's good for the team and what's good for you. Going forward. And like I said, if I'm tracking back and playing out of position and I'm not actually playing in the position I was putting a team to play for, then it is going to sap the energy out of you.
Oh, bloody hell, I'm getting depressed talking about England.
We've got to take the positive that we got the win, albeit that we were hanging on a bit at the end there. I do fear where we're going to go, and tomorrow night is going to be really, really. I mean, I'm probably going to have to listen to some of it on the bloody radio because is it kicking off at 5 tomorrow? Is it?
Yeah. I'm working tomorrow as well. I'm going to
I might miss the first half, but I'll listen to it on the radio. But it's going to be interesting to see if we come out and replicate this same Southgate style tomorrow. Then I think we're in trouble.
But the thing is, you get like the first game of the tournament. It happened with England before, all over the years. It happens to a lot of teams. You're slow out the blocks. It takes time to build. But But we've been like this for a while with England. It ain't something like we ain't been playing well in the tournament, have we? That form into the tournament, ain't we, Craig?
And I think what the as I said a bit earlier, our criticism is not about the fact that they won. Not even criticising any of the players. And are we criticising Southgate? Well, we are in the manner that what we're saying is that it's the same old stuff again. Here we go. It's like
it's laboured.
Here we go again. That's how I felt. Here we go again. And I didn't want that. And before this tournament, I think everyone was saying that, weren't they? They were saying it's his last tournament. He's going to want to win it. Hopefully, he's taking a lot of attackers. We're going to see some lively. I looked at the Belgium. Now, Belgium lost, right, to the lowest ranked side, who I thought, look, they would play good game of football. And Belgium are like England, aren't they? They've got this golden generation and can't do nothing with it. A little bit like we've had to put up with for years. Belgium have been putting up with that for a few years now. But at least Belgium still played some exciting football. 2 disallowed goals. They were attacking. And that's something we didn't see out of England. I think, for me, that the England performance has been the worst of all the top sides. Because all the other sides, even if they've not had a great game, they've still attacked. They've still had chances and they've gone for it a bit. Whereas we just seem to stay back again.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't think we've come into the tournament in good form. Like the 2 friendlies we played were pretty much crap. Like for me, I'd be wanting to be sending out a signal. Even in them friendlies, if we was winning them 4-5-0, you send out a signal to all the other teams saying, we're ready for it. We're coming into this tournament ready for it, and we're going to be out of the block straight away. But everything in this season leading up, even the games before the friendlies, I don't think we've been that impressive. And it just seems like some of them players have already taken it for granted that they're going to be in the squad on the way to the Euros. Last year, they've already decided that. So what's the point of me putting in any effort into these friendlies because I'm already in the squad?
Yeah, you know what, Kelly? That's a good point. Kelly, I was thinking, obviously, the analysis about the game on Sunday, they were saying, the players were lacking a bit of sharpness kind of thing. And I'm thinking, is it any bloody wonder when they hardly, got out of second gear for these friendlies before the Euros? That's when they needed to start playing tournament football to get their sharpness and get up to match speed. And they didn't. And everyone gives them a bit of a pass. Oh, we don't want to get injured before the tournament.
Yeah, it's a friendly.
And then they get the excuse of not being match sharp. It's ridiculous. It boils my blood, mate.
Listen, as a player, if I had gone into them 2 friendly games and I've scored in both the games and we've won them games pretty convincingly and played well, my confidence would be up there. I'll be ready for this. I'll be thinking we ain't going to get beat by anybody in this tournament because winning games and scoring goals builds your confidence up. That's what players like. They thrive on confidence.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've taken it serious enough. The 2 games. I think Gareth's probably told them that not to go 100% on it. The football clubs have probably said don't get injured because don't forget these the Premier League clubs that these players are at, they're paying a lot of money.
Yeah. Maybe they're not putting so much effort in because they know pretty much they're automatic starters. They've not got enough. They haven't got much pressure. They've not got enough competition in their starting lineup. Do you see? Too many of them are guaranteed starters, so they can just walk around the field, not wanting to get injured. And with that mindset, you can understand it, but it doesn't bode well, does it?
No, it does seem to be the same set of more or less the same 8 or 9 players that know they're going to be in the side, and 1 or 2 others might get a chance. And
well, look, we're only doing a short one today. Obviously, with Scotland playing, I want to watch that game. I want to see what happens. I fear for Scotland, and I think I'm just going to bring this comment up again. And I think it's a very good comment, actually, except I'm not going to pronounce the name. if Scotland allow blah blah blah,
Granite Xhaka.
hey,
Xhaka.
oh, anyway,
Granit Xhaka.
too much time on the ball. And he'll pick them apart just like Cruz did, and I agree. He's a good player and a very similar style, and I think that's what my fear for Scotland is they actually are in a similar vein to Germany, and if Scotland, I think they'll bring their game in a little bit. They got to, surely. Nigel, if you've come off out of interest, again referring back to your professional days, if you've just had the idea of your life, because let's face it, it was a proper mullering, wasn't it? If you've come off the back of that, is it like you say, your confidence is going to be a bit knocked without a doubt, but do you think that they'll come out fighting because they want to prove everyone wrong?
Yeah, I think. Listen, I don't think that 5-1 defeat is going to affect them too much because one, I don't think deep inside, I don't think they thought they were going to beat Germany anyway. Right, everybody's put Germany as favourites in that group, so I would imagine they'll go, all right, we've taken the hammer in, we've lost that game, but listen, we're capable of beating the other two sides in the group. So I think you'll see a different Scotland tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, Christ, they're estimating there was 250,000 out there the other night.
I think we're going to find out tonight about the truth about Scotland. Whether, like, how good are they? If they don't do very well tonight, we just got to accept that they are not a good side at all. If they play well, suddenly thoughts will be like, Friday was stage fright, it was nerves. But one thing's for sure, I mean, I wouldn't write them off, but the Swiss for many a year now have been a good solid outfit, haven't they?
Yeah,
they've quite often got into the round of 16, round of 8. So it's a real tough game, but we're going to find out a lot about the Scots tonight, I think.
Has the team come out yet? Because Billy Gilmore, I think, would be a good player to start because he can hold the ball. He keeps the ball. Good ball retention. He can play it. They needed him against Germany. Someone who's just one of them good technically gifted players who keeps possession, which is what Scotland didn't do, did they? They just keep giving it back.
They've got to be able to give it to him in the first place, haven't they, Dan?
Yeah. Can I just say another thing about England? I've dropped off, didn't I? But you get managers who change their system, tweak things, didn't they, over the years? Southgate's been there. We keep banging on about him, don't we? What's he been there? 8 years, 6 years? But teams must know how we set up more than ever. I mean, teams do their own work, but they know England's set up inside out. Watching Southgate, they know what they got to do especially teams who want to block, like, do 2 banks of 4 and whatever it is. They know what to do against England. So he doesn't, like he said, he doesn't change it up. Anyway, I'm not going to mention his name again in this show.
Well, look, you know what? I think obviously Sunday we'll be back on at 6, folks. We've got Gary Clark, aka Boatsy, joining us as well on Sunday, so I'm looking forward to that. I think come Sunday we're going to have a much clearer picture of, is it going to be typical Southgate again this tournament, or are we going to see something special tomorrow night? And of course we're going to get our answer about Scotland as well.
Yeah.
In that respect. So going to be an interesting one. I'm going to run around the table, chaps, because I'm going to wrap it up. So it's only a short one tonight. Your thoughts, Darren. Last thoughts on the tournament before we go, and what you're looking forward to. There you go. What games maybe you're looking forward to?
Oh goodness me!
Every one of them.
Is it France Netherlands on Friday night? That should be a good one. Thoughts of the tournament? Really, surprisingly, really enjoyed it. Like I said before, quite often, especially the first group games, are pretty negative. No one wants to lose, but there's been an abundance of attacking football, and I've loved it. And for tonight, come on, Scotland.
Dan.
Yeah, I think Italy-Spain's tomorrow, isn't it? Which should be another cracking game. And also Croatia-Italy. because Croatia, that's coming up. But I mean, I'm looking forward to the knockout stages now as well. I mean, there's going to be some corking games that they're coming up. And hopefully England turn it round, but hopefully Scotland do get at least a point tonight. So they got something in it for the last game against Hungary. So they still got the third place, can't they? Well, some of them.
Yeah, Nigel.
Yeah, it's got all the makings of a really good tournament. All the top sides that we all think are going to get through the group seem to be bringing their A game. So it's looking like the group knockout stages are going to be quite interesting. I'm not going to say come on Scotland, but obvious reasons. But I do think they will do a lot better tonight than they've done against Germany, because I do believe that Germany beat Switzerland. Germany beat anyone at the moment, and they're on home turf. So, he would have drummed it into them, get it out of your head. That game's gone. And the good thing about football is you've always got the next game, and they'll be ready for it tonight. So, if they win, fair play to them.
Yeah.
Gal, can I just add one more thing, Gal?
You can add what you want, mate. Go for it.
Who do you think's going to win it? And have you changed your mind since before the tournament? I know you've only seen one game, haven't we? But each team, or two in Germany's case.
I sort of not made my mind up who I thought was going to win it anyway. So, and I probably still haven't. I think for me at the moment, if I'm honest, the Germans I think are in with a good shout, but I just don't like their kit. What the fuck is that all about? I mean, come on, what's that got to do with the German national colours? Jesus, wet.
I agree.
Awful kit. Anyway, so so the Germans, the Spanish, I think, to watch for, and obviously the French. I don't know about England till I watch it tomorrow. We'll get through to quarterfinals, semi-finals, but I'll see. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'll have a better view on England then, I think. But yeah, I think one of them, Spain, Germany, France, are in my head for being there or thereabouts.
What do you think, Dan?
Germany, really, and Turkey. I'm really, really impressed with Turkey. Really impressed, but yeah, once they play someone really good, you never know, do you? You don't know. It's bit of a shit question, really.
Did you have a winner in mind, Darren, Nigel?
My three would be France, Germany, and England. I still believe that if England bring the game, we've got the players to win it.
We have.
I'm not going to say England ain't going to win it, because we got the players to win it. But we've got to play a different system, and we've got to play with more urgency.
Yeah, I've got Portugal. I've got Portugal, Spain semi-final, France, England, and it'll be a Spain-France final. And
Germany getting through to the semis.
But no, Germany are going to get knocked out by Spain.
Okay. Interesting. Just like one last thing I'll leave you with, guys. Again, this is what frightens me about England. Now, we know that them players in that squad know how to play football with intensity, because that's what the Premier League is about, yeah? We know that. What we also know is they don't replicate that when they play for England, right? I think there's been so much intensity in this tournament. That's, again, what I'm dubious about where we're going to go with it, because, like I say, the intense football that we've been watching, they've been high tempo, end to end. It's been amazing. I just hope and pray tomorrow Southgate lets them players show what they're capable of.
But Gail, mate, he has mentioned about conserving energy, hasn't he? So maybe that will come in our favour, but later on in the competition, that all these teams going hammer and tongs now, they're going to burn out. Unless the ones with the deeper squads won't. But we can say we said we could conserve energy second half. We got a squad of 26 players, 27 players. I mean,
but what he said was, Dan, actually, just slight correction on that. What he said was that the players, because they played with so much passion and everything in the first half, they wore them fucking selves out. Is pretty much what he was saying, wasn't it? It's like, what's a crook of shite? I mean, come on, these are the highest paid people on the planet almost. They've got every you know, unlike Nigel's era where they were playing with heavy balls and, you know, didn't have hardly any medical support, playing on pitches that were more like fucking cow packs. And, you know, again, it comes down to this: they're playing too much football. You know, from the back of this, by the way, I don't know if you're aware, but the Premier League and another league are taking FIFA to court over this World Cup thing, saying the players are playing too much football.
Mm. But that's for all the players all over there. A lot of players from other countries play in the Premier League. It's no different from the English players,
Yeah,
is it?
exactly. You know, I don't. Yeah, I didn't buy into that energy thing off of him. He's full of shit, the bloke. And
just quickly.
I'll tell you what, the supporters were conserving energy as well. They were falling asleep.
Yeah. I must admit, it was. I mean, we did that watch along. Oh, that's it, folks. Let me quickly tell you, folks, as well. Now, obviously, we're doing every Wednesday evening like this, a short, you know, catch you up one. And I don't know, next Tuesday, though, we're doing the watch along, aren't we, Dan, with the England game?
Yeah, I'm off work next Tuesday, so I can do that.
Yeah, so we won't do next Wednesday then, or should we still do Wednesday as well? If we're going to do a watch along on Tuesday, should we just stick with that?
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Dad? You up
see
for
what happens.
watch along again, or? Yeah. Darren's like, not again.
No, I was just thinking, I'm working till 7 next week, but I'll certainly be home. I mean, if you want a different voice on, I'm quite happy to have a rest. But if you want me on,
I'll see you. Nigel, you fancy doing another watch along or not?
What day is it on Tuesday?
Tuesday, England.
What time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock kickoff it is.
No, I won't be able to do it, mate.
Nah, all right, no problem.
I've got my streams on.
We'll just keep an eye out on all our platforms, folks, and we'll let you know exactly what we're going to be doing there. We can see what we can do. Then this Sunday we've got Gary Clark on, aka Boatsy. He's joining us. Now on the 3rd, which is a week Wednesday, we've got Ian Story-Moore joining us, ex-Man United. Has had an full England cap as well. Back in the days, played with Georgie Best, Dennis Law, Charlton, all them boys. Absolute legend. If you know your history, you'll realise how big a legend he is. He's coming on the 3rd. Can't wait for that one. So, yeah, looking forward to that. So, lots going on. Keep an eye on us. Social media is banging out everything you need to know. So, keep an eye on all that as well. And like I say, let's carry on enjoying the tournament. And as I always say, everyone, stay safe. And we will be back 6 o'clock Sunday. Gentlemen, I'll say good night to you all. And let me get lined up quickly. Come on, gal. Right, that's it then, folks. We're not. I've screwed this one up. Here we go.